What? Ow! I'm coming down! I'm coming down! There I am! Coin in hand, no water in sight. Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Awakened Fate Ultimatum! Yeah! We actually didn't even technically finish the last chapter we were on last week, but I just was afraid of another 40-minute, event of a cutscene that would extend the time and I wouldn't be able to put it up for you guys properly, but
calm down a bit?
Now we're back. It is my day off, thankfully, and oh my god, things are awesome, and the light was switched somewhere in the house, so I might have to edit that, but oh well. Either way, I read through some of your comments, and one was pointed out that actually caught my eye. I don't exactly remember who said it, and I don't even remember which episode it was said on, but one of them said that I should be not focusing on, I guess in question to the game's way they present choice, not saying that one is good or bad, but strictly which one follows its character's ideals, Lilio or Jupio. Which I actually would want to say that I probably could get around to that, but I'd have to first lose the idea that, for angels and devils, white is obvious, is going to signify the angels, which is purity, good. There's the way they're hinting at it, especially with an angel on that side, and while the other one is red, has thorns on the thing in the background, and just it almost signifies demonic, as per the devil being on that side as well. And that if they didn't want me to associate good and bad with the characters, then why use one of either side to change it? If, for example, for one reason or another, Jupio went on the other side and Ariel went on the other side, they switched sides, but the colors were the same in the back, that would throw things up a bit. But the moment you assign it a color, the moment you assign it a different factor like that, the moment you assign one as good and bad, or one side or the other, I feel like it loses a bit of impact. But I've yet to see a game that really has done that fluently and just profoundly well, so I can't really say much about it or what I'm really visualizing of it. But either way, we have an event here that we should be getting onto, and hopefully it does not involve me reading it. Let's hope. I think everyone needs a place where they can go to think. Though, everyone's different. The place people don't come off... Wow, I just can't read. Everyone's different. The places people don't often come to, like school rooftops or below the stairs, always work best for me. When it comes to Celestia, I can say that this plaza is perfect for that at night. Even though it's only been a few days since I came to Celestia, this place has already become my unofficial hangout. It's quiet. It almost feels like whatever happened in the Netherworld was all a lie. Even the quiet world that I strongly wished for only serves to increase my anxiety for the next battle. My heart wrestles. Even though I thought my feelings would change if I spent some quiet time by myself, it appears that's not going to happen. At a time like this, I definitely want to talk to her. And here's the choice. Again, the way they present the choice, I almost feel like it's not that they're telling me to pick one or the other, but, and again, in terms of good or bad, especially with the way they do the diagrams in the background. Not that they're really any different aside for the color palette, but just, I guess games have trained me enough to, when choices are like this, bluish white will be always good, and reddish dark will be always bad, so I can't really grow away from that without some pretty intense stuff that just goes on in certain games or in others. But I'm going to have to try and do that for here. So, remembering what happened last time, the child soldier incident, how they were thrown back into the combat, or they willingly wanted to because Ariel didn't make the medicine. Or didn't even want to or could. We didn't really get clarification on that. Just, she was told to do one thing with no room for doing anything else. This game really is trying to push that both sides aren't exactly good or bad, but the way they're presenting it, I still feel like the angels are the quote-unquote good guys, even though I stretch that word so much, so... This one I actually don't know what to pick. I don't know what dialogue would be brought up or a hint of it, so let's give the coin a little bit of a flip. Fell on the floor, and we get... Alright, sure, why not?
You better entertain me. Oh, well if it isn't Kamikaze, what are you staring off into space for?
That's not what I was doing. I was just thinking.
No matter how much you think, it's not like you can ever bring back all those people who died. What's important is to not repeat the same mistake over again. Just come up with a better plan so that you won't fail next time.
Are you saying that I haven't learned from my past regrets?
You're the one who would be the best judge of that.
Hey, Ariel. In order to save as many people as I could earlier, I abandoned 4 injured angels. As a human, did I make the right choice?
I'm not sure if, as a human, it was the right thing to do. After all, I am a devil. However, in order to save as many people as you could, I believe it was the best choice. I never thought that you'd make such a choice, so you've betrayed my expectations. In a good way. You just might end up becoming a good god.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
I won't say you should be happy, but it's also not something you should be down about. You have succeeded in saving those who were fated to die. That wasn't just because of the power of the Fate Awakening crystal. It was the result of your force of will.
Ariel, are you by any chance trying to cheer me up?
Impossible. I was simply telling you the truth. It'd be troubling if you take it that way for your own convenience. Now then, get some sleep already, Kamikaze. If you have time to worry, then hurry up and become a great god who can end this foolish war.
With that, Ariel waves goodbye and heads back to her lab. If only I had more power, I wouldn't have had to abandon four of the injured angels. If only I had more power, I could have saved all of the child soldiers. If I really am a god, I want more power. But I can't escape these no-win situations. I want to at least be able to save the people in front of me. In the past, I let my powerlessness get the better of me. But the current me can't help but seek more power. As I enter the lab, I see an unfamiliar medicine bottle on top of the desk.
Ariel, what's this?
Oh, that. I no longer need it, so I was planning to dispose of it.
Some kind of medicine? No longer needed it?
It's Puliel's.
As I gaze at the medicine with deep interest, Iris speaks the name of the person she was planning to give the remedy to.
Huh? Puliel's medicine? I thought you didn't make it.
I never once said I didn't make it. I just said it wasn't worth researching. After all, its creation was far too easy. I was excited, since I heard there was no cure. But it was so easy, it was a real letdown. Was the medical specialist really that incompetent? Or was it because I'm too much of a genius? Well, obviously it's the latter.
Then why didn't you give it to her?
I went to give it to her. After all, I figured I didn't have a moment to lose. So I took it to her right after it was completed. However, when I brought the remedy to Puliel, do you know what she said to me? If I must take medicine that was prepared by a devil, for the sake of my honor, I would rather choose death. So that's why I didn't give it to her. I couldn't give it to her.
That's...
Such a strange thing, huh? No matter who made it, medicine is medicine. I don't really understand the reasoning of angels.
But if that's the reason she never got the cure, why didn't you tell anyone about it?
What's the point? Do you really think they'd actually believe me? It's not like I simply gave up either. I tried to give the medicine to her medical specialist. However, that was a waste of time as well. We angels have our own way of treating ailments. What a great doctor indeed.
Is that true?
Jupi, you sure seem to have a knack for eavesdropping.
I am terribly sorry. I did not intend to do such a thing. I was simply unable to find a good time to enter.
Seriously, I never intended for you to hear about this. You're second on my list of people I didn't want to find out.
Second?
So, Puliel's remedy was completed then?
Yes. However, Puliel died, and her younger brother is no longer here either. Since now's a good opportunity, I decided to dispose of it.
Why? Why did you not tell me the truth?
If I told you the truth, I knew you'd believe me. However, in that case, would you have been able to come to terms with your childhood friend's death?
Huh?
She died because she didn't want to accept a cure that was created by a devil. What would you have thought of your childhood friend then?
That... Miss Ariel, do you perhaps care about us? But in this case, you chose to take on the role of the bad guy.
I didn't take on the role. I am the bad guy. It's not like I want to be one. I've just embraced it, since that's what I am regardless.
I am sorry. I said something horrible to you without even knowing the truth.
I don't want you to misunderstand. I thought it would just make things worse, so I didn't say anything I didn't have to.
Even though Ariel says that, honestly, I think she just didn't want to increase the number of people who would be unhappy, knowing the truth. Ariel said that Jupio was the second person she didn't want to find out. The first would probably Rekio.
Miss Ariel, I have misjudged you. In truth, you are...
Hold it. Don't tell me an angel is going to say a devil is a good person. If your admirable sister finds out, she's gonna cry. Now then, Jupi, it's fine already. I'm just gonna dispose of it. I don't want you to get in my way. This medicine died with Pulio, so I'm going to dispose of it. It no longer has a purpose.
Regarding that medicine, will you send it over to Puliel?
What do you have in mind? It's not like Puliel has a grave, you know. After all, she was absorbed by the engine core.
That medicine contains the essence of magical power, so you will be able to send it to the engine core. At least to where Puliel is.
Such a fairy tale-like idea. Oh well, that wouldn't be a waste. It would at least make my efforts a little more worthwhile.
Also, Miss Ariel, let me consider this as well. What are angels? What are devils? I would like to examine this one more time.
Hey now, that's quite a daring declaration coming from the commander's sister. You're in the midst of a war. That could be treason.
I am grateful for your warning. However, it is strange to hear that coming from you.
You're exactly right. You sure talk big.
Their exchange of banter didn't have any ill will. Rather, I feel like they're building a brand new relationship.
So this is the engine core.
Yes. In order to contribute to Celestia, it has been decided that all angels who die in Celestia would be brought here.
So, all the angels who died, including Melion and Pulio, are sleeping here.
Now then.
Ariel takes up the medicine bottle and holds it up to the engine core. The bottle is enveloped in light. The light gradually gets stronger until it becomes a glaring sphere of light. From that ball, smaller globes of light the size of fireflies start flying toward the engine core. One after another, as the firefly lights are being absorbed, they get incorporated into the engine core. Even though it's supposed to be a place of mourning, I can't help but feel impressed by such a fantastic sight.
Puliel.
At that moment, Jupio silently offers her prayer. Her earnest expression shows her sorrow for her friend, who had died from an illness. On the other hand, Ariel silently stared at the medicine bottle as it disappears. From her expression, I can't tell what she's thinking. But we had actually heard her true heart, what she felt, what had hurt her, and what she thought when she made that medicine. The balls of light near her hand gradually get smaller, and as the last firefly light flies away, the bottle vanishes without a trace. After witnessing such a sight, we leave the engine core.
So this is the Ami Magic Refinery.
Not even one guard to be found. Something is definitely strange. This does not match Lady Mariel's information.
Are you assassins from Celestia?
You are...
You must be a devil as well! I shall cut you down!
Wait! He is not someone we can contend with!
You're good. You must be a warrior of pretty high standing, even in Celestia. However, you're still naive.
There's no way we can win! We must hurry and tell Lady Mariel!
Despite the fact that you're a warrior, are you going to run? You're not even worth chasing after.
Ah!
Hey, you bastard! Why are you letting him go?
I have no interest in those who have lost the will to fight. All I yearn for is to fight against the strong.
I never asked you to do something like that, dumbass! How many times do I gotta explain this? What are you, chicken or something? Your job is to massacre every damn angel! Just throw all your principles, stances, and bullshit in the trash! Seriously, if you keep this up, you're gonna get your ass handed to you by that god created in Celestia.
I see. So God has finally descended for them as well.
That's basically the idea. Apparently, Ariella Garye has really done it this time. That friggin' traitor! I'm gonna give her a real beating once we get her back.
I need nothing else. All I want is to face the strong. If I were to face Celestia's god, he shall be a worthy opponent. That will be the next target for he and Inugami!
What was that? That voice. It's so incredibly familiar. Come on, it's it sounds like Fuka from what's it called? Fuka the Matsuri from Disgaea 5. No, not Disgaea 4. What the hell? Disgaea 4. Promise I'm forgotten. Fuka. It sounds so much like her, but the voice would ring in my head like I should know this voice actor. I should know all the characters they've done. It just sounds so godly familiar, but I'm pulling one out of the hat and I say it sounds like Fuka, but I'm not sure. I'll probably get bombarded by that later, but either way, let's move on to the next part. And we're at only 17 minutes in, huh? And, boing, I get a trophy. Now what's next?
Decide to yearn for power?
Yeah. I want to become stronger, so that I can save anyone suffering in front of me.
Then build your power. Still haven't shown your true value. The power is sleeping inside you. Just gotta awaken it.
The power that's sleeping inside of me?
Right.
There's still more power that's asleep. Then, if I can dig up that power, that would mean I can become even stronger.
Good progress. Very good progress.
Progress? What do you mean?
Your gear of destiny. Very good progress. Working without delay. No problem.
What are you talking about?
Gain more power. I want you to become a splendid god. Okay then. See you later.
Mission 4, the Howling Raging Beast.
Morning. I decided to sneak out early so that way I can train at the Plaza. Train so I can become stronger, so that I can gain more power. This is the only thing I can think of to do to try to get stronger. As someone who's never thought about becoming stronger, nor has ever joined any school clubs, I have no idea how to get stronger. I repeatedly do everything that Jupio taught me over and over again to make myself stronger. If only by a little bit.
Well, if it isn't Kamikaze, what are you doing at this early hour?
Speaking of everything I learned, it was only the basics of training to develop one's physical strength in proper form.
Hey! Are you listening to me?
I've heard that the basics are always important, but this is so irritating. I want a concrete feeling that I'm getting stronger. What should I do? In order to get stronger?
Hey, Kamikaze! Look at me!
Huh? Oh, Ariel. Sorry, I didn't know you were here.
Well, you should have. I called your name, but you didn't respond. So I thought your auditory nerves may have necrotized.
Sorry, I was so focused I just didn't notice you.
So, what in the world happened? Sneaking out of the room this early in the morning? It's not time for your usual training.
The only people who just do what they're told are those who lack motivation.
Ooh, it's hard to imagine that coming from someone who's usually completely passive. Such a dramatic change. What in the world happened?
Are you making fun of me? You are, aren't you?
Oh no, nothing like that. I just want to know what caused your mental variation.
I want to become stronger right away. I want to have an enormous amount of power. Far more than I have right now. I can't bear to see anyone else die in front of me just because I'm not strong enough.
I see. So that's basically it.
But I don't have time to use normal means. The enemy won't wait for me to get stronger. I need more power, quicker than usual. Ariel, do you know any good training regimens?
If there is a way to bring out the power of the Fate Awakening crystal by strengthening the body, I'd be extremely interested to find out.
Really? Then help me out.
Fine. However, my training isn't as naive as Jupi's. You better be prepared.
Yeah, of course.
Since then, I have devoted myself to my frantic search for power through intensive training. I want to become stronger. I don't want anyone else to die. I don't want to lose to any enemy. I want to protect those who are suffering.
I'll show you my power.
Just saying though, this sounds extremely like just him falling out of grace from the path of I guess what I envisioned his initial thing to be, of just wanting to go stronger. It's not... Initially I envisioned him as someone who wanted to get out of it, save people that he could, and just... Oh, go back to... Oh, wow, you got... Also back to being human, but now... He's envisioning himself with power and not wanting to die. I can sympathize with that, but only just to an extent. It's a slippery slope wanting to gain power, as absolute power corrupts absolutely. Even I know that. But we have another event to go for us, and let's hope it's something good. But for the moment, it's 20-minute mark for me, and I gotta split these things up and all that. Not much happened this episode, I apologize. We basically wrapped up the last one and got the first bit of this one, but it's closure for a sense, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had a good time. I'll see you in the next episode, where hopefully we'll at least get through this chapter and not leave you with that much of a cliffhanger, so... I don't know what else to... Actually, the time this video should be coming out, it should be the day after Easter, so happy Easter! Hope you had a good time. Mine's still tomorrow. I'm gonna eat a lot, and hopefully... I actually don't know what I'm gonna do for Easter, so... I'll probably break it down the next week, so... Whatever. Stay awesome, guys! Did I say whoever or whatever? Who knows?